Hi everyone, I am Federica Villa, a primary school teacher and a PhD student in education in contemporary society at the University of Milano Bicocca in Italy. I work with Dottoressa Monica Guerra, who is an associate professor at the Department of Human Sciences for Education, a pedagogist, and co-author in this contribution. If you are here, I think you well know that creativity is an essential skill in our life, and especially its development is particularly relevant in early childhood because children's preschool experiences have a strong impact on their future skills. Many educational systems of the world recognize creativity as a key skill that all education should strive for, but it sometimes faces obstacles and resistance among teachers and educators into their daily practices. Educating creativity is a challenge and it involves different methods of investigation and proposals, strictly reliant on how adults think about their own creativity and that of children, in the belief that everyone has creative potential. For this reason, it is important that since preschool, there is a support for creativity in thoughts and practices. The exceptional situation given by the COVID-19 pandemic has undermined any educational system around the world by implying an adjustment of school goals, educational practices, and learning processes. The word creativity became part of the discussions among educators as a way to explain the need of searching for alternative strategies for being able to reach children, even the youngest ones, in their homes. At that time, it was the new and only place for action and interaction. Our contribution would explore the literature produced from January to August 2020 across the topics of creativity, education, and the pandemic. A scoping review was operated on 3 databases selected for their relevance to the educational disciplinary sector: EBSCO-HOST Educational Research Complete, ProQuest Education Collection, and Education Resources Information Center by using the keywords creativity and COVID-19 or coronavirus, and then we selected only the articles within the educational field. The search produced 35 initial results, but our inclusion criteria and an in-depth reading allowed us to reduce the results to 6. Then the results were grouped in terms of generic, when dealing with creativity in relation to the pandemic at a general level, helpful to contextualize our discussion in education; specific, when focused on a specific aspect that connects the themes; and focused when targeting early childhood. In the generic group, studies analyze the pandemic situation from a positive point of view, finding creativity within the impulse to do something in a challenging situation. In this perspective, the pandemic is interpreted as an opportunity for being pulled out from routines and the frenzy of everyday life. It also prompts reflection on habitual patterns of thinking, experiencing, relating, and behaving by questioning what people take for granted. In this sense, the lockdown has paradoxically opened up to new possibilities for creatively responding to the challenge. We could say that the forced isolation allowed to reconsider the latent creative potential that exists in everyone. In the specific group, the literature on the pandemic situation and creativity within the educational field, we found studies on distance learning in terms of its possibilities and difficulties. Focusing more on possibilities, distance learning seemed to open up to new frontiers of learning, interaction, and creativity for teachers, educators, and children as well. In the focused group, we collected an interesting contribution, an interview with Dr. Sandra Ross on the topic of creativity in early childhood education during the pandemic. She uses to define creativity related to play, and within the pandemic, she recognized limits that the stay-home situation has indirectly imposed on children. but she identifies in open-ended and flexible games, from video games to more concrete ones, a chance for children to use their imagination to support creativity, in which parents have a crucial role. The ongoing evolution of the pandemic situation and its unpredictability implies an equally ongoing rethinking of praxis, theories, and modalities to support creativity with younger children. These studies help us to understand that creativity is now needed more than ever and how it is important in the near future. This brief research illustrates also a premature literature on the subject that needs further study and consideration, but it emerges clearly that creativity is a social and cultural factor. Therefore, it is a constant element that characterizes everyone and every day, especially in situations of greatest discomfort. For this reason, the reopening of schools and the new school year need to include creativity as a foundation skill, especially now that is clearly meaningful for each individual.